Today, we're stepping back into a decade that often gets overshadowed by disco hangovers and Reaganomics. But make no mistake, the 1980s was a decade of flash and contradictions. And for Black Americans, it was a time when progress and setbacks were locked in a very complicated dance. On the surface, there was progress. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was signed into law. Black political power grew, with figures like David Dinkins becoming mayor of New York City, and L. Douglas Wilder making history as the first African-American governor in the country. Jesse Jackson's presidential runs in '84 and '88 energized millions and gave voice to a rising Black electorate. But just like Newton's third law of motion, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. In the 1980s, that reaction was a sharp conservative turn in American politics. This is African American History is American History. The far right was gaining ground, and its influence could be felt in everything from civil rights rollbacks to coded language in national debates. And yes, some Black voices, from Louis Farrakhan to Thomas Sowell, found their own place within that conservative shift. At the same time, racial tensions were flaring again. White backlash was real. Affirmative action came under attack. School desegregation efforts stalled. And white supremacist groups like the KKK reemerged with disturbing boldness. Economically, the doors were opening more and more as some Black Americans were entering the middle class, but others were caught in the crossfire of economic restructuring, the devastation of the crack epidemic, and a surge in incarceration rates that would define a generation. Still, through it all, the fight didn't stop. Organizations like the NAACP kept pushing. Movements like Free South Africa reminded us that justice knows no borders. And culturally, Black excellence took off like a rocket, literally. In 1983, Guion Bluford became the first African-American astronaut to travel into space. Vanessa Williams became the first Black Miss America, and Alice Walker won the Pulitzer Prize for The Color Purple, giving voice to stories long silenced. So, when we talk about the 80s, we're not just talking about big hair and boomboxes. We're talking about a decade of duality, of breakthroughs and backlash, of progress and pushback. Because if we want to understand how we got to where we are now, we have to understand where we've been. This has been African American History is American history. I'm Harlan Kearsley, and on behalf of everyone involved with African American history is American history, thank you for listening. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. Once you do, you'll be notified as soon as new episodes are posted. Thanks again, and please stay safe. African American history is American history. Copyright H.C. Kearsley, 2026.